What's up? Hey, Clyde Blaze. Ooh, that's not the right spot. Wait. Hmm? Something's not right. I should have had another point in here. No. Hmm. Ah. Okay. Now I know. All right. First floor. I thought that I had I thought that I had already gone this way, but I hadn't. Wait. I have. Hold on. So, Crazy Town, heading toward Frenzy, Urian Frenzy. But what I thought normally when I go into the tower, what I'll do is I will I'll kind of go to all the ancillary places first and get the graces. But it feels like I didn't do that. And I thought that I did. It's interesting that I can't... Huh. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I apparently didn't go this way. So that's why I was confused. I thought that I had. As evidenced at least in part by the fact that I didn't open the door. That's how I know that I didn't. Boop. It's all green and gross. I should probably rest. Ah, come on. That is lethal. This is, I mean, it's pretty much the standard lightning build, except I added a big ass shield. What? Seriously? Why? Do not tell me that pile is somewhere down there. That's crazy. Hold on. Oh, what an insane place for that pile to be. Alright. One time I'd somehow managed to double jump onto like a safe spot, but you couldn't go anywhere from it. You just could teleport from that spot. And I didn't know how I did it. I didn't do it on purpose. And so I ended up losing that rune pile effectively. It was pretty crazy. Oh, no, I know I fell. It's like... I don't want to deal with those guys. Oh, I'll show you in a minute. Actually, they're kind of important. It'll take me a second, but I'll show you what they're for. I just need to get out of this little area here. Oh. Let me get to safety. And then I'll show you. Sorry if my cough is like blowing out eardrums. Alright. Okay, furnace visages. They are a crafting component. And I'll show you what they craft and why. Okay, so furnace visages are used in the hefty furnace pot. You need a visage and 2 ember of mesmers and red flesh mushrooms, but you can buy those. So this pot is a special pot that is connected to the wicker men. The big giant fire guys with the baskets on their heads. Those guys. If one of them is not ignited, you can ignite it with this pot. But that's not actually the important part. More importantly, if you throw this into the basket on one of those guys, it does massive damage. Like 35% of their hit points or something. It's crazy. Let's see. I was just looking to see. Yeah. So there's a message that you get. I don't know if I've gotten it this playthrough. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I haven't. You know how you get these items that like explain stuff to you? So there's one of these that tells you that you can do that. One of these, one of the notes that you get. I don't think they are key items. I don't know where else they would be. Anyway, but yeah, that's what they're used for. It's a crafting item. If you want to kill those guys and you can get above them, you can make those pots. The problem is that the visages are a very rare item. They are farmable, but it is a very, very difficult farm. If you need to get extras, the place to do that is right here. This area right here. So this is before you go the lift. There's this little area right here, and there's going to be like 5 ground spawns that are one-time spawns in this area. While you're there, they're being guarded by a couple of Mesmer soldiers. And those Mesmer soldiers, and only those ones, I believe, have a 1 or 2% chance of dropping furnace visages. So if you spend an hour farming this area using arcane, like crank up your arcane to make it more likely they drop stuff, you can get maybe 3 or 4 an hour. I spent a few hours farming them at one point, just so that I could have something. Oh, son of a bitch. Ugh. What a pain. Alright, let's see. Heal. And... lesson. Alright. Do. Yeah, and for the furnace visages, by the way, you want to hold on to... You want to make sure that you always have at least one. Because that area that I was in... that area that I climbed into, that I went down... The place where I died, there was the big basket guy that shot. There's another big basket guy there that is not spawned. You have to throw one of those furnace pots into its basket to ignite it. That will get it to move, which will then open a doorway that you can get into. And then there's an item there, or an altar there, that you want to actually use. Haha. Is there going to be more for him to shoot at? Come on, big guy. Uh-oh. I should have killed him. What? How did I miss that? Here we go. Just turn on the lights. All right, back down. Oh, thank you for the follow. Alright, let's see here. Ah, I hate those guys. Yep. Really? Ow. Oh my goodness, come on. Lame. Fine. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I screwed up. Yeah, I screwed up bad. Now I gotta go back and get my 2 million runes. God. What? Oh, 2 hit points he has. Jesus. Unfortunately, I don't understand that. Do, do, do. Maybe? Is he? I am in... Hold on, I'll show you in a sec. Oh, like what level am I? Sorry, I had to put that through translate, and it's not level. How much is yours? I am level 457, and I am in. Do, do, do. Wait. Dark Light Catacombs. Hey Alexis, how you doing? And here we go. Do, do. Okay. I don't get it. There's a guy against the wall. Right there. What? Oh, you cheating bastard. Did you see that? Through the frickin' wall. Lame. Alright. I tried to be clever on that one. I should not have tried to be clever on that one. I will take full responsibility for the outsidery that was what just happened. Yeah, that was late. Now, for those that are curious, the armor set that I'm wearing is right here. In case you were interested. go. Oh, Schneike. Okay. I'd really prefer not having 2.3 million runes running around right now. Uh. Oh, that's funny. All right. So, yeah. All right, are we ready? We actually don't want to kill that guy on that pedestal if we can help it. We actually want to get him down. There's really only one good way to do that. Just gotta run it. So this is the only good way that I know to do this is with a bow, for better or for worse. All right, and the way to do that is through here. Bow, bow. Bow. See that? That is what I was after. Where'd he go? Oh, I gotta sit here holding this thing. Best build for a noob? Okay. I think that may be a tougher question to answer than you might realize. So, if you're low level, my suggestion would be a shield, the broadsword, and the armor that drops at the beginning of the game. If you start as a vagabond or one of the warrior types with a shield, then you actually have the core setup that you want anyway. I think the best thing you can do for yourself is to learn the melee aspects of the game before you get into caster. Casting is a different set of requirements to be successful, and it can be much harder, especially for certain bosses. Some bosses it's a little bit easier, but I think it's more often than not, I think it's actually more difficult to learn as a caster because you have to learn timing much more than otherwise. You have to learn timing either way, I guess, but I think your best bet is learning the timing as a melee. It's a little bit more forgiving. Late game being a caster is much easier, but early game, I don't think so. What happened to the guy? Go down here somewhere? Where the hell did that guy go? Did he die and I didn't notice? What the hell? How weird is that? Here, let me see. I actually bet that I have all the items that I would kind of recommend. So, the broadsword... Okay, I don't have the broadsword on me. If you use the Lordsworn's straight sword, that's a great weapon. Get it early game from the guys at the beginning of the game. This is a fantastic sword. Biggest advantage is that it has a crit bonus on it. The shield, you can get it very early in the game, is the Sacred Beast Crest Heater. If you happen to get a lucky drop of the brass shield, that's an even better shield. It just weighs a lot is the problem. It's twice the weight of this guy, but it has better resistances. So this is the shield that I'd recommend. This one you can get at the beginning of the game. This one drops off those first mobs. You may or may not get one. And armor-wise, I doubt that I have... Yeah, I don't have any armor sets from those guys. That's what I'd start with. And I'd learn how to use a guard and a guard counter. That's a great little ash, by the way. And one more down. So, for those that are following, hey Majestic. So, for those that are following along, I've talked about the stone sword, where to get it, and where to convert it. This is where you want to get it. You'll see. Let me Oh, never mind. I'm not in the right place. Okay. I really don't... I need to think about this. I really don't want to risk all these runes. But I also don't want to have to climb all the way back down. Holy cow. Ah! So what sucks about this is... So, I set myself up to save the runes. But it sucks that I have to go all the way back down through there again. But I can run past a lot of stuff. So, what do we need to level? $220,000? Hold on, let's see. $22,000? 21,000 maybe. Oh, that was pretty much spot on. Okay. Now I'm not worried about losing so many runes. And I can go back to... Oh, man. That was so close. Oh, thank you for the share. Aw, come on. It's pretty long, actually, but not in a bad way. It is a long play. It depends also on how good you are, right? You can... okay, let me change my statement slightly. It is a short playthrough if you don't do everything. You can make it through the DLC very quickly, but you will be missing 80 to 90% of what's in the game. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Stop it. if you savor, I guess is the word I'm looking for, if you savor the game, you could spend many, many hours playing the DLC. Oh, yeah. Let me give you one word of caution. In the process of exploration, this area down here is exceedingly frustrating. Just be mentally prepared for that. But it is, I mean, it is an amazing map to explore. I have heard complaints that people have about the DLC that there's so much wide open space with nothing. That's kind of true. When possible, explore the DLC at night. In-game at night. You will find more in the game. So that's the first thing. The second thing is there are some areas, excuse me, on the way to boss fights that are... oh, I have to fight that guy again. Meh. I'm curious now. Hold on. No, get out of there! Stupid thing. But one aspect of my experiment did work. I'm not worried about that 39,000 runes. So the reason it's frustrating is you cannot use torrent, and there are mobs in the area that will kill you in one shot, and you can only kill them if you successfully parry them. But you can sneak past them if you're really good. I disagree with that statement, whoever it is that told you that. Level does matter. However, there is a... you pick up items that add to your power, but your level does matter. Stats do matter. What they do is they kind of put you at a significant disadvantage until you've collected all the goodies that bring you back to where you should be. But I don't... level does matter. I would say that the bosses are much more difficult. And so there's less chance of kind of just mashing buttons until it works. All right, let's try this again. Oh, boo. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, all right, I had fun with it. So, oh look, he killed his buddy. Ah! Okay. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see if I could get that guy with the crystal darts. I did. I hadn't done that before. Okay. Let me try and explain it differently. My apologies. When you level, you get stats. Basically, that's all that you do. The game does not have classes. That's not a thing in this game. When you start the game, they have pre-built packages that you get where they give you a certain set of gear and spells, if appropriate, and stats. But there is no concept of a class in this game. There's builds, which is just what the combination of stats and abilities which give you which have synergy that make you more effective. So if you're doing a strength build, you need strength, and then you probably want to have armor, which means that you want to have endurance. Look at the stats. So what you do is you would crank endurance and strength. If you want to use a dex-based weapon, you do dex. If you want to do int strength, you'll hear about int. Strength and int tend to go, or dex and int tend to go together better, and dexterity, strength, hold on, let me collect my thoughts. Strength and faith tend to pair better together. Dex and int tend to pair better together. Endurance is how much you can carry, and a lot more. Mind is how much FP you have or mana. Vigor is how much health you have. And arcane is like this sort of X factor stat, which determines how good the drops that you get are and that kind of thing. So when you look at what you do with that, so see how there's this Shadow Tree Blessing and Revered Spirit Ash? These are what you pick up and get that increase your stuff. So as you're running around in the base game, you pick up 2 items which increase your physic. They give you more charges, not physic, that increase your flask. You get more charges, and each hit of the flask will give you more health or mana. That's not what they do in Shadow. In the DLC, what they do is the blessing takes you and gives you back what they kind of took away, is the way to think about it. So you're like at 80% when you start, and then each one you get gives you another 1% increase. I don't know if those are the right numbers, but that's kind of where you're at. So the Revered Spirit Ash Blessing takes all of your summonable things, including Torrent, by the way, are weaker until you get 10 of those. And then as you get, 10 levels of it, as it goes more, all of that stuff gets better. So that's where those 2 aspects come in. The game is centered around your attributes. The reason that I can pretty much do any build that I want now is because all of my attributes are high. 60 and 45 are the effective, or the highest effective numbers that you would want. It's not a soft or hard cap because it's not that simple. I have to go through a long explanation of why having a mind above 45 is kind of a waste, unless you just don't have anywhere else to put the points. So I can choose right now with these numbers pretty much anything that I want. That 70 is the highest highest you can have for spell casting increase. I could increase my damage and stuff with dex items a little bit more, but why? I'd rather make it so I'm more likely to be able to use strength weapons. But that's level 458. I mean, you have to be in that level range for that stuff to start to matter at that level. And keep in mind, I need 2.5 million runes just to get a level. Anyway, all of that was at least a little bit useful. Another hatchet. All right. And you're welcome. Bum, bum, bum. No. I hate this guy. This guy really is obnoxious. Although I'm wondering, I probably should not be picking my mimic. Come to think of it. Twins might do better. It's the only one I've played. Do this. Do this. Ah, it's gonna hurt. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Hey, Wandering Sage. So, I wonder. Telu is always a favorite of mine. The problem is... Well, it's not really a problem, I guess. Ah. Why not? Let's do this. Ooh. Damn it, just wouldn't hit him. This is an obnoxious boss. And in fact, this is a gatekeeper for another boss. At lower levels, this boss is manageable. At higher levels, he just gets so obnoxious so fast. I'm never using that. Or at least not in any meaningful way. I don't really want to take more damage. I guess charge spells, maybe? Alright, let's see. Jesus. Oh no! I'm dead. Yeah. So, the issue is, I think the problem is that the way that the scaling increases makes some things ridiculous and other things lame. And this is a boss where um, I think unfortunately, I'm tempted to fall back on a completely different methodology. In fact, I definitely am. You are going to switch to you. You are going to switch to... Because I'm just not very inventive. So, let's see. No, because the problem... Okay, so here's the problem. That... his spells do a massive amount of stance break. And bleed is very dependent on either stand and take it while you get bleed on, or dodge, 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 bleed, bleed, bleed. And the problem is the spells he's using and the mobs that he adds. If I get caught in one of those holy arc crossfires, it's curtains. It just, he does so much. I mean, you watch the health, it's like just machine gunning down. So I'm gonna go with a different. Hold on. Oh, I can't. One catches. I can't change my physic. All right. You'll see. Like there, you just get ridiculously stuck. Like that. I mean, you don't even know where these guys are coming from, and that's what's so obnoxious. He just keeps summoning these ads like crazy. And I mean, blood will work, right? It just, you have to be able to get in, take the swings. And blood has a secondary thing. When you do a blood build, you have to keep hitting. It's not just like swing and then the builds up and then stays there. It's going to go back down again. So if it's a, you either have to hit for a massive amount of bleed, or you have to get in there. I want to do that, and then wait, do that. I'm gonna take this. Look at that! Look at that health. See, that's what I'm talking about. I screwed up. I should not have been able. I should not have eaten all of that. But that The stance break on that is insane. You just get locked. Jesus, come on. Look at that, look at that. How am I supposed to fight that? It's like a machine gun of massive damage and stance break. I mean, seriously. Maybe. It's just crazy. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know that I'm there. I've beaten this fight plenty of times before. It just feels really lame. The way that this fight is just designed to cause pain and suffering. I'm rolling, I'm dodging, I'm trying to move. I get stuck on those stupid headstones. I get stuck on a blade of grass. I get stuck on like an air molecule that's floating in the wrong direction. Meh. Look at that. Look. That whole time I'm trying to roll out of the way, and it's just standing there. It's just dumb. Yeah, hey, George, this is not the build that I walked in here with. It's just, this fight is so obnoxious. Look at that. Look at that. Meh. Alright, now builds don't matter. Now only one thing matters. And that is that I do as much damage as is humanly possible. Let me see. There. What do I need? Crit. I'm curious about is this. Too overpowered with it. Well, I mean, ng+1 at 242's pretty high level. Give yourself an interesting challenge. If you played primarily a caster, then do a sword and shield run through. Any sword, any shield, but it has to be like a straight sword. Or if you played a melee, give yourself a challenge like a caster. One build that's fun against bosses is doing a build that allows for Comet of Azure, and then do all the things to get Comet of Azure, because it's actually something that takes a lot of logistical setup. I thought I got further in than that. No, it's not modded. Yeah, flail. Any melee build can be fun. If you've done all caster stuff, it's kind of neat to go back. The problem is the casting ends up creeping in. But yeah. Alright, where I'm going is there. And maybe... Oh, you know what I could use? Instead of this, let's use... Hold on, where's my silent one? Oh, come on. Ah. What's that, Grim? No, crap. Bullshit. That was bullshit. Yeah, look at that. All that damage that it did. Didn't even move my shield. Press the button. It didn't go. Meh. Alright. Oh, bullshit. That was bullshit. Oh, that was such bullshit. I hate these guys. Go from an obnoxious boss to an obnoxious mob. press the button. It just didn't move. I just did something dumb. Ah! Such bullshit. It's the idea that I can time the parry, but somehow I can't actually kill them after the parry. I can't actually hit them with the attack is insane. Seriously. It just doesn't make any sense. That's what bugs me. Because that's twice. Got the parry. Is it no longer possible to parry them? Did they take that ability away? That seems kind of crazy. That's 3 times where it didn't parry. I'm in parry position, but it's not parrying. What the actual fuck is going on? Magic. All right. I have a thought. What if... No. You just have to get them once. I've killed these guys plenty of times, and I've never had this problem. I've failed the parry all the time, but failing to get the crit after the parry is insane. Oh, hell. Bullshit. That's such bullshit. That was even worse. Alright. Well, now I don't have to worry about runes anymore. Just lost them. Alright, so the instant save you, it's that first hit does some damage, so it's taking that away. Alright. Which means I use the wrong physic. I actually want that one. See if this makes a difference. Nothing else, I'll at least get 2 shots. Nope. It's just magic. It's just magic. But at least this gives me 2 bites. Bullshit. Still bullshit. That's what it's supposed to look like. And I agree, bruh. The whole time I was trying to take a anti-madness thing. Not that it would have mattered, but it's just like, come on, guys. Really, what are we doing? Jesus. Oh, come on. Lame. That was bullshit. I'm so bad at parry. Alright, hold on. I saw somebody running around with this armor on. Wonder if this is actually better armor. Guess we'll find out shortly. Do that again. Do that again. Do that again. Alright, well, go figure. Ah, sneaky dude. Get behind the tree. Alright, I gotta hit the hay. It's way past my bedtime. But at least now I feel like I actually, accomplished something. What the hell is up with these dudes? That is so bizarre. Ugh.
Come no closer. No closer, I say. The man is...
Anyway, be excellent, everybody.